So it says bicycle is the slow death of the planet. A banker made the economists think this when they said a cyclist is a disaster for the country's economy. They don't buy cars and doesn't borrow money to buy. They don't pay insurance policies, don't buy fuel, don't pay to have the car services serviced and no repairs needed. They don't use paid parking, doesn't cause any major accidents, no need for multi-lane highways. They are not getting obese. Healthy people are not necessarily or useful to the economy. They are not buying the medicine. They don't go to hospitals or doctors. They add nothing to the country's GDP. On the contrary, each new McDonald's store creates at least 30 jobs, actually 10 cardiologists, 10 dentists, 10 dietitians, and nutritionists. Obviously, as well as the people who work in the store itself. Choose wisely, a bike or a McDonald's. It's something to think about.
You
And
selfish sons of bitches. Oh,
and
oh
and,
yeah,
and,
my bad.
and let me read the last little part. It says, "P.S. Walking is even worse. Pedestrians don't even buy a bicycle.
Boy, that's they some filthy humans.
Those bike riders, they're so terrible."
Horrible people.
But look how freaking heavy this is. And it's related to how you build the city because they said choose a bike or McDonald's. So it's like the McDonald's, all the drive-throughs, it wasn't like that always. You know what I mean? I even remember when it was a lot fewer drive-throughs. Like it wasn't about it was Sonic. Sonic was like cool
I
thing to
used to love
do.
I used to love Sonic as a kid because they used to wear the damn skates and come out and
So it was a
do.
cool thing to do. It was still kind of like an outing kind of deal or whatever. Like go get some ice cream in the car and whatever. Like it's cool, but they freaking you know rev that up, and our streets run right into fast food drive-throughs now. Like you just look up and you're in the drive. Like how did I even get here? Like well, give me a burger then. I guess shit. I'm already here. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It
yeah,
wasn't
damn.
like that before. They've built the cities, they built the roads like this to for these drive-through eating places. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we're talking about here. We're talking about how the cities are built, and if it's built that's in a really friendly way to cyclists, that's not going to lead into a drive-through. It's like either building the city for cars so cars can go to the damn drive-through and get food, or build the city for people who are cycling and pedestrians. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're doing this too. And if you notice around the city in the really nicer areas, they're already doing this. They're building these little communities where they have everything that they need within like walking distance. And the way the street and stuff is not very friendly to cars at all. Like they're tight, they're really bumpy, and there's nowhere to park.
Hmm.
It's to induce people to walk or ride bikes more,
Which
and
I
it
don't think
works.
it's not a bad thing. I mean,
And so, because I was just playing the guy from the World Economic Forum, and he was talking about global warming and talking about, you
oh
know,
God.
all of you guys who are, what did he say? What's the word? Progressive. All you progressive folks out there, just run for office, and that way you can be one of the policymakers, and we can fight climate change and all of that. And I'm like, can we just stop using plastic for everything? Why do we have so much plastic? Why do we have all these one use things that we buy all the damn time? Can we work on fixing that? You know what I'm saying? But see, that would point to what the real issue is with everything, and it's the corporations, the way that they do things. If we want things to improve, we have to force these corporations to do things differently. You know what I'm saying? Period. And
Yeah.
that's what's gonna save the planet. Not all
Well,
of this talking about policy writing or
but
whatever.
no, see, but that's I mean that's like all right, you I mean you already said I mean that's the bigger problem, but they don't want to regulate the people who should be regulated. They want people to do everything and try to, like we got to be the ones to really make a change, but they're the
And
ones who are doing it at a mass level.
And it's such a
So,
mind fuck because I watch the people who use the reuse. Now, I'm no knocking on nobody right now, okay? But the people who use like the reusable grocery bags and stuff like that, this is the kind of stuff that they sold us, and it's like get produce as little trash as you can and all of that. It's like you can save the planet or whatever. But me, the one person I am, my one amount of trash, my one not using the plastic bag to go out of the grocery store or paper bag, that's really finna save the planet. Like, well, no, but if enough people do it, get the hell out of here. What about the corporations? They're the ones who producing the damn plastic bag. They're the one who producing these products that come in these bags. You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? You pick one company and make them not produce any garbage and not produce anything with plastic. Now you're making an improvement. Us as individuals, we don't have the power to do it.
Well, and I mean the other part, I got to be me. I got to speak it. I mean, there's no way we can stop the sun from getting closer to Earth. I mean, global warming is not just about emissions and all these things that they talk about with this, like turning everything electric. In order to power everything, you're gonna have to burn more natural, like the fossil fuels, the coal, and all these things. You're gonna use more of it just for to make the electricity to be able to charge everything. Like if everything is on,
I get what you're saying, but I'm talking about
well,
the actual destroying of the planet,
well,
polluting it,
yeah. I mean, not
making
not
it
being able
sick,
to not
fucking
being able to
oil
start.
spills,
Well, yeah, I mean because the non like the they say
overfishing, killing the
biodegradable.
reef. Go ahead.
Well,
It's
yeah, I'm
those
just saying
It's the
things that's not
plastic that be in the
exactly.
ocean. If it gets in our, we have it in our bloodstream. Little amounts of plastic. It's so much plastic everywhere. It's
Well,
we're
but that's the whole
suffocating in
thing.
it.
But see, that's the thing. They can sell us on what we need to do to make a difference, but they're really like their whole idea is
It's a distraction. Is what it really is. It's a
it really
huge
is.
ass
It's a
distraction.
it's more than a distraction. It's a flat out lie. You
Let's
know, I'm
not really work on the problem. Let's talk about this big, huge thing that we'll never be able to really do anything about.
Yeah, because we're gonna keep doing what we've been doing. We're gonna make the money. We're gonna do everything that that'll benefit us. But and we can tell people that this has to be different. This and they can be the ones to make a change. Have them contribute to nonprofits that's still not gonna do any damn thing.
It's
And
just
it's
gonna be
just
it's a money train. It's gonna be money going to the corporations. That's what it's gonna turn out to be, and that's
turn.
all it's gonna be.
That's what it is, and that's what it's been, and that's what it's going to continue to be because people fall for it. Most people, because they don't know science, they don't really look into it deep, and they believe this stuff, so they try to do what they can as what good humans would try to do. If they feel like they can make a change, they're going to do what they feel. They're going to try to do something about it because
Because they
they
know
got grand.
most people are really good people and try to do the right thing. So,
Exactly.
but you have corrupt leaders who are telling you, things that aren't true, and they're taking advantage of your feelings of trying to be a good person. And so,
Yes.
meanwhile, the status quo continues while you go to the grocery store and use your reusable bag. No knocking you; it's a cool thing to do, but at the
No,
same
yeah.
time, the status quo continues. That doesn't
Just
affect
sit
them.
back and think about what kind of change you can make, and just think like if they didn't allow you to get plastic bags, or have you got to instead of getting these plastic bottles of soda and drink juice, whatever you drink, and you had to, in order for you to be able to buy more, like you got to bring in your glass bottles like we used to do. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like,
So that's what I'm saying. You hit the nail on the head. So you use your reusable grocery bag, but you buying all of this one use stuff that's gonna go into the trash. It's probably
yeah.
mostly plastic.
Oh yeah.
And this
So
shit
I
is
mean,
toxic.
but just think about how much oil they would reduce the use we would have to on oil if we didn't create plastics
All of
or
these plastics.
yeah,
It's
because that's one of the main things that they create with crude oil
yeah, yeah.
is these different polymers. You know what I'm
And,
saying?
and
So
it's super profitable because they can make just, so much of it, with a little, it's that's the reason why they use plastics because it's cheap as hell. You know what I'm saying? Uh,
yeah, and
it,
it's not so much work, I guess. You know what I'm saying?
well, it's
But
cheap. It's not about the work. It's about how much it costs. The bottom line, so more profit. So that's what the problem is. If because these companies can manufacture products that can be biodegradable, they can be reusable or forever, even like that kind of thing. Instead of one use, one use is cheap, and then you have to keep buying it again.
yeah.
So let me read some comments. It says, "Don't threaten me with a good time." This guy says, because talking about the bicycles. Another one, he says, "The bicycle is a slow death of capitalism. Not sorry." Another comment, it says, "An economy is as fluid and living as a human. Let the economy be sick, find its own solution, and survive in a new form. I'll be over here on my wheels." He said, "An economy is as fluid and living as a human. Let the economy be sick, find its own solution, and survive in a new form." Man, I think the economy is sick.
It definitely is. I mean,
Fascinating figure, and anyone that powerful